A former federal prosecutor could become the first independent candidate for attorney general in 30 years. A judge has agreed Michigan state law is unfair toward independent candidates. And 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson shows us how that could open the door for one man's name to be on the ballot.
If you're a Democrat or Republican running for attorney general, you only need to be nominated by your party to be on the November ballot. There's no requirement to get signatures from the general public. But if you're running as an independent, you're required to obtain 30,000 signatures, a requirement Christopher Graveline says is unrealistic.
It's not realistic at all. I mean, not a single independent candidate has been able to do that who's been running for a statewide office since 1988.
45-year-old Christopher Graveline decided he'd try and be the first. The former federal prosecutor began his career as a lawyer in the U.S. Army.
My last 2 years in the Army, I was spent prosecuting the Abu Ghraib prison abuse cases.
Most recently, he headed the Violent and Organized Crime Unit at the U.S. Attorney's Office based in Detroit for the past 5 years. Then in June, he quit his job, as was legally required, to begin his campaign for Attorney General.
We were able to collect 14,000 signatures in about a 6-week time period to show the viability of my candidacy.
But it wasn't enough. The Secretary of State wouldn't accept his application, so he filed a lawsuit in federal court, saying the Michigan state law prevents independent candidates from running for state office. The judge agreed and said instead of 30,000, Graveline only needs 5,000 valid signatures. He's turned in nearly 3 times that number.
I feel fantastic. I think this is exactly the way politics should work. As a nonpartisan, I'm making the argument to the people of the state of Michigan that this particular office of Attorney General should be a nonpartisan office and shouldn't be seeking to advance the goals of any party within this state.
So again, he does need to have 5,000 of those signatures validated. He expects to hear the final word by Friday. I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.